I think right now we're in a time where there's increasing regulatory interest in, particularly in mobile, and a lot of that's driven by just the vast amount of information that a mobile app developer can collect about a person through a device. Unlike a website, you can collect somebody's precise geolocation coordinates. You can collect their movements, what types of apps they've downloaded. So an advertising network, for instance, can, through correlating other data, see if a person has installed particular types of game apps or shopping apps, and they can learn a lot about a person. And that's really what's driving a lot of this regulatory interest. That's a long way of saying that app developers need to be cognizant that both federal regulators and state regulators are paying close attention to the privacy interests of consumers and to the data collection practices of apps. There's no general privacy law in the United States that covers apps, or really anything for that matter. It's a mosaic of many different privacy laws, but chief among them for any consumer-facing internet company or app developer that really every app developer needs to become familiar with are certainly CalOPA, if they're designing apps and distributing apps that are used by Californians, which, because it's such a populous state, most are. The Child Online Privacy Protection Act, which is a federal law and which limits the collection of information, personal information about minors who are under the age of 13, and very important changes were just made to that, the FTC's interpretation of that law. And then also laws concerning the Stored Communications Act and the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, which is more commonly known as the Wiretap Act. And then the general requirement of the Federal Trade Commission's authority of not conducting deceptive or misleading business practices when selling or offering services to the consuming public.